Hi guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to another video. Now this one, I really just wanted to get a video out this evening to give somebody's channel a shout out. It's actually a good friend of mine, a chap called Lee Croden. He's well known in the sort of Facebook community and what have you. You know, he has a Facebook page called Crow Customs. And he's recently decided to join us here on YouTube. You know, he's a fellow Yorkshireman, and I've known him for many years. You know, I've watched Lee progress over the years. You know, he started by just doing simple customs, and you know, his real passion is 50s and 60s. You know, advanced customs and stuff. But you know, from when I first started seeing Lee, you know, he's just altering ride heights and just doing subtle custom changes to where he is now, and you know how he's come along. You know, it's phenomenal. You know, I think his passion is, like I said, you know, he just spends a lot of time on bodywork. He loves sort of styling parts and using all the 50s and 60s custom parts from different kits to make sort of one-off customs. His style is very curbside. He'll spend all his time on the bodywork, but he isn't too fussed about engines. So he'll probably leave the engines out and just put a fabricated plate chassis just so he can get his perfect ride height. But you know, he's done some well-known sort of customs across Facebook pages. I think he did an article for Model Cars magazine where he put in his 57 Ford hauler and bubble top custom. You know, he's really into bubble tops, that kind of thing. And like I say, he's decided to start his own channel. It's again called Crow Customs, you know, spelt with a K on both of those. And I am going to put a link into the description. And to be quite honest, tonight I was gonna put a video out on some resin bodies and what have you. That was my plan for Sunday. But you know, like I say, Lee's made a very sort of quick decision to come on to YouTube. And like I say, being a fellow Yorkshireman and a good friend, I did want to see if you guys would go over there and check his channel out for him. He's growing very quickly anyway. I think he has a lot of following on Facebook and what have you from his friends on Facebook and what have you. So I think he's off to a good start already. But you know, if we can go over there and give him a hand, like, I think he'll do really well, will Lee. And to be quite honest, other than that, I didn't really know what to show on this video. So I thought what I'll do is I'll show a few of my old junky builds from my teens and 20s. I was writing sort of 50s customs back in the day, 50s and 60s customs, and then, you know, life got in the way. I mean, I still do like them, and I still potter about with them, but I think I'm just doing so many other things right now. You know, I don't think I've done a proper 50s or 60s custom on the channel yet, to be quite honest. But yeah, I thought we'll dig out some of these, and like I say, they are probably falling to bits a little bit, and you know, I don't think any of them date past the age of 25, if that, to be quite honest with you. Probably a bit earlier for some of these, like, so I think a lot of, I mean, we're going to just have a look, like 5 or 6 kits, like, but like I say, it's just in the kind of flavour what Lee does. But what Lee's doing now is very more advanced. Like, he will, if you go over and check out his channel, you see the kind of things he's doing. And yeah, if you like that kind of thing, you know, I think you'll really enjoy his channel. But yeah, like I say, I just pulled a few of these off the shelf, like, just to add to this video. This is a 65 Pontiac 2+2 I think I did this the same year as they bought out that 2+2. It was just an adaptation of the Bonneville. And yeah, just kept it simple. But I think back in day, I think back in day, once I'd done the paint and body, I kind of lost interest. And I just threw the rest of the kit together, which is why I completely understand why Lee spends a lot more time on bodywork, and then he doesn't worry about anything underneath. He'll do bodywork, a nice interior, and he's happy with that. It sits on the shelf, and I completely agree with that, because once I've put all the work into chassis and engines and stuff, it just sits on the shelf and you don't see any of it, so it doesn't really make much difference, to be quite honest. But yeah, this was simple build. Like I say, I remember doing this the first year they bought out that 2+2, whatever year that would be, and just used the custom parts, same custom parts as you got in the Bonneville. But the reason I like 2+2 is because they didn't have all the fussy stainless trim on the bottom of the doors and the rocker panels and what have you, and they generally do make a nicer custom, and I kind of like the single bit of trim going down there. In all fairness, I still like this build. It's held together well after all this time. Just reshaped the rear C-pillars. I think my window unit's falling in a bit after all these years, but quite a nice thing. I don't think I'd ever restore that, to be quite honest with you. In fact, most of these I'll not restore, because I just don't really. I think I'd probably ruin them even more. And things like bodywork are sinking on some of them. I mean, this one isn't too bad, to be quite fair. It's stood the test of time, but I was just slapping any old filler on it in them days, and I've learned a great deal since. And the one we end up showing is the reason why I changed up my ways a lot. But yeah, that was just a really nice kit, is that, and just goes to show what a difference the slight modifications that C-pillars make to the overall look of this car. And I think the front and rear custom panels on this one quite suit it. But yeah, I didn't go into any more. I didn't over detail it, and I could probably do a bit more with it now, but not too sure I'd really want to. I think if I was gonna, I like the roof line and what have you, and if I wanted to redo this one, I'd probably just do a start from fresh and do a new one. But yeah, this is another really old build. This was actually the first Joanne kit I got. I'll just keep some of these out way till end, and so we're not losing focus and what have you. But just knocking camera to L as well. But yeah, this was the first Joanne kit I ever owned myself, and this was built out of an original 63 annual. I mean, my taste has changed since then. I don't think I would have put fender skirts on it back then and what have you, but I remember painting this in a shop over here, like a motor shop, car shop sort of supply place. Bought out a range of bicycle paints, more custom looking bicycle paints, and I ended up just painting in that. I think I was 16 or 17 when I built this thing. I think I might have taken it to the Stevenage show. I can't really remember. I think I quite possibly would have done. But it might be a bit later than that, It's certainly no later than 18, this one, because I just wanted to get it painted. And then, to be quite honest, I still remember living at my parents' house when I bought that paint. So I'm thinking like 16 when I put this one together, and I'd already started playing around with bare metal foil, and as you'll see on these, it's not great, but you know, just put 57 Chevy chrome reverse wheels on it. I think this was one of my first attempts at wiring engines. I could see roof sinking a little bit where I've used glue on them on the screen unit and what have you. But yeah, just another clean little build again. I wouldn't restore it. It's a little bit off colour. It's kind of like a candy paint, and you know, hood's a little bit off colour to rest it car like. And I think it was before I was actually painting myself. I probably had started an apprenticeship like, but it would have just been in prep at that point. But yeah, just that's another one. You know, I've done a couple of Mercuries like. Restored this one from an old kit, an old Mercury kit. You know, I think the rear bumper and light unit, I think that was from was it 53 Studebaker? I think that was a custom rear bumper. Just to extend them rear quarter panels out a little bit, radius wheel arches. I think they're 58 Impala wheels. Took the pillar out of it, reshaped the hood a little bit wonky like, you know, but, and again, I really didn't do anything underneath like, you know, just left it pretty basic in there. I think the headlamp pods are probably from 57 Ford. Yeah, the optional custom headlamp pods from that one, that's probably from parts box, I would have thought. I was thinking it might be from 56 Ford, but I don't think it is that. But yeah, then did put a bit of a fade on this one. Can't really see because it was a really subtle fade. But yeah, I did put a bit of a fade on this one. You can just pick it up in certain lights, like. But yeah, I mean, this won't be first fade paint job, to be quite honest. You know, I'll show you other Merc first, and this is a good example of body filler sinking and what have you. Did this one. Yeah, this is again another 49 Mercury hardtop, and I was really pleased with fade, to be quite honest with you. But you know, nice gold fade, and canted the headlamps and what have you. Reshaped the grille, just sort of rounded off the edge of the stock hood just to make it look a little bit more custom. I think he had a rear bumper on this one at one point, but can't really remember what the rear light panel was, and I had to shorten it, so you know, just from a styling kit, and moulded in all the trunk lid. Hated the wheels when I put them on there. Never liked them since the day I put them on there, but again, I just wanted it finished. I think they're from the Revel 56 Chevy Nomad when that first came out. I think I shoved them on there just to get it done. But the Carson top, you know, that was made out. That's just a hard top, and you can see it's just starting to go there, like, and around the rear window where I filled all that in. And to be quite honest, I have thought about redoing this one at some point, just because I really like the paint on it. But I think the only way I'd get away with it is to try and cut this roof off, because I wasn't, you know, advanced enough for it at all to use evergreen. To be quite honest, I don't think I even had any back then, to be quite fair. So I just sort of take the line off with chrome foil. But yeah, I thought about potentially trying to cut this roof off and see if we can save that paint, but I'm not too sure it's possible. So again, I think wheels hanging on for dear life there, has been for many years. I'm really surprised that wheel's still on there, like. But yeah, again, I don't think I did anything underneath there, like just left in white primer underneath and put a bit of engine detail out, yeah, paint detail, that was it, like. So but yeah, I just don't think I'd ever do anything with these now. You You know, they've been in bags for many, many years. And this is the reason I don't show me old stuff, because, you know, I was building a lot in my teens and my 20s, early 20s, and, you know, towards the end of my 20s, I was kind of giving up a little bit, and then early 30s, I'd started at my last job, and really didn't do much in regards to model building throughout that period. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice little thing. I just don't know what I'd ever do with it now, to be quite fair. I think it either needs some clever restoration with that roof, or it's just doomed to sit like that with all its flaws and what have you. Like I say, I was just using any old body filler. Wasn't really thinking ahead too much. I just wanted it to look nice for then, and obviously since then, you know, you learn other stuff and what to use and what not to use. But you know, it sits well, like on the bench and what have you. But I think this was the next one I'll show you, and there's not much left of it, to be quite honest with you. This was my first fade job, I think. Or it might have been, I don't know, I might have done others before. I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, this is what's left of an original issue 57 Chevy I built. The reason it's not got the wheels on is because I put some other wheels on which I just hated, and then it just started falling apart on its own, and I just took the wheels off, and you know, because it was never going to be rebuilt like that. But again, bit of filler sinking here and there, bodywork sinking. Use all the original styling parts on this thing, but yeah, I remember doing that, and I think, like, again, I think I was still at home. You know, you can see it's just starting to go a little bit on boot lid, and I don't know if I'd save that by piling it with clear and trying to block that down, but I think I like the paint job, but again, I'd just start from fresh if I wanted to do something like that again and do it properly. And you can even see, because we hadn't chopped the roof on this one, you know, I thought chopping the roof when using these styling parts would have just makes them look far too long. The roof chops never look right on this, especially if you're using that kit part, lowers the roof far too much. But yeah, this was the original issue, and you can underneath you can see in the roof they've got the old hot cross bun lines to chop your roof down, widen it, and then the glass piece which you got included filled all them gaps. Yeah, bits just falling off it as we're handling it, like, you know, it's that old, this thing. But yeah, I mean, the reason I'd probably not do anything is because it'd just be a shame to lose that paint work again, to be honest. But you know, it's already done, so to speak. You know, with the sinking all over it, and really, like I say, it's not too bad, and I could probably save it. But again, it's just destined for sitting on a shelf in a plastic bag, not being displayed and going to rack and ruin, to be quite honest with you. And I think I've shown this one on channel. Like I say, the only reason I'm showing these is just because it's to finish off that intro where we're giving Lee a bit of a shout out, like, for his channel. And yeah, this was done out of an original. It was a really rough builder, I remember that, of the original monogram 55 Chevy before they messed up all tooling. And again, a bit of a subtle fade on. I'll just take that off for now, it's just annoying the hell out of me. Yeah, a bit of a subtle fade on this one. Doesn't really pick up on camera, but you can sort of see it at, you know, on bottoms. And I did do a bit of airbrushing, and I don't think I'll be doing any of that anytime soon again, like, you know. I mean, there will be times, like I did it on that little 1/32 Airfix core scene we did for last year's small scale group build, and to be quite honest, sort of faffing about, you know, I just wanted to throw my airbrushing bin after that, like. But yeah, it's just got the original bubble top on there. But I think this, like I say, this was built out of an old builder, and I didn't even repaint the interior, I don't think. Just left it as it was, just painted the dash the same colour as the body, like. Yeah, I did a bit of a fade underneath it as well. Just added some monogram chrome reverse wheels. I think they were out of the Beach Boys Little Deuce Coupe 32 Ford. I used at the time, like, I had some spare of those and just pilfered them. But this next one is the one that really hammered it, sort of put the nail in coffin for me doing this for a long time. In fact, when I was thinking about it the other day, and I couldn't remember. I thought when I was at work, my last job, I'd only really finished one model, but then when I was talking about it, I've completely forgot about this thing, and it's because I've kept it out of my mind so much. And this is another Joanne 63 Plymouth Fury. Spent a lot of time on this thing, and I think like my bodywork and everything was pretty good. You know, I think what the problem with this thing when I put it together is I first painted it candy green, and the candy green just would not dry. Wouldn't dry for love nor money, and I tried to throw clear coat on it to see if that would seal it in, and you know, I couldn't get it to dry, and so I had to strip it all off. I redid all the bodywork, you know, I had to pull all the bodywork off, redo it. And then the second time I painted it, you know, there was some paint flaws in it, and you know, then I stripped it or sanded it down again. But I think by the time I got the final colour on it, I think there was, even though I'd taken filler out a few times, like I think on the last time I started messing about stripping it, you know, I think it had just soaked into, plastic more than anything else, because I remember redoing all the bodywork, trying to drag out as much filler as I could, and I just redid it twice to be quite fair. But I remember the builder I used, it was a really brittle old kit, and every time I stripped it, you know, it was just soaking into the plastic, and you know, I was really pleased with it. I put a lot of work into this thing. I mean, there's bits dropping off. I think that repeater lamp fell off after the first week or so. I'd knocked it, and you know, that came off, and it's still in bag, and I think there's a side pipe in bag as well. But you know, I did a lot of work on, you know, putting all these different bits and pieces in to add a bit of shape to it, and add a bit of interest, radius to wheel arches, extended the rear arch to flow into these fins I put in. I think that's a Barracuda, 69 Barracuda rear tail light panel, and I think I put a custom part, so I think it was either a 56 Ford or a 56 Chevy in there, and just put bullet headlamps, bullet tail lights in there, vents over everything, absolutely everything. But yeah, it just started going, and it started going within about a week of me finishing it, and it was just so demoralising, like, was that. And to be quite honest, after a week, you know, I'd usually try and keep my models out a little bit, but it just got thrown in the bag, and after a week of doing it, yeah, after finishing it up, and yeah, I made all glass myself out of blue acetate, reshaped the roof pillar. So I didn't want to chop it or anything, you know, I just wanted to see what you could do to reshape the roof pillar, so we just brought it down a little bit, brought it down over there, and just put a bit of a different shape in C-pillar. And like I say, it's just amazing what a transformation just doing stuff like that, and you don't have to get into chopping tops or anything. You know, just play around with C-pillars a bit, and you'll get a completely different look. But yeah, made my own headlamp and grill assembly on this one. But yeah, it really started going, because I think I did pancaked the hood 2 different ways, and yeah, it's starting to just go in there, like. And but yeah, I think the overall look of it was quite nice in the end, you know. I really liked the front end I did on that. It was a bit of a chop up the original custom grill. Had my own quad headlamps on there and sort of make it all work together. And I think I really wouldn't mind redoing that, because yeah, I was really pleased when I first finally pushed that out, like, and just sits on monographing there from Orange Hall of them wheels, like. And yeah, I was really pleased when that came out, but it was such a nightmare all the way through. I think I only started another couple of kits after I finished that one, and I learned a lot. I think that was the last kit I really used solely body filler on for my body work. And then the next one, which I started and never finished, and I've shown it on the channel a million times, well, not a million times before, but I've shown it on the channel before, and my friend Mike just says, when are you, every time I show it, it's like, when are you going to finish that thing, John? Because, and in all fairness, you know, it's, you know, after I did that, I think I was working on a couple of Pierce arrows, Brenwall Pierce arrows, and this one, you know, my recreation of Francis Cutler's 59 Chevy, and you know, bodywork on this one is lovely. You know, learned a lot of mistake. I think this is the first one where I started using super glue and plastic shavings for my bodywork. You know, everything's in place there just to finish it up. You know, we reshaped the rear quarter, because this monogram 59 Chevy obviously had a recess going all the way to the tail lights. You know, we stacked a couple of the tail lights on this one. Get that bloody thing out of the way. Yeah, stacked the rear tail light, a couple of sets of rear tail lights on this one, and that set me up for putting a new line in there. And the way Francis did it, you know, he had a shortened front fender trim and reversed it for the rear quarters, like. And then I was almost finished with this thing, and then I got really involved with the interior, because I'd made such a nice job of the body. You know, I started messing about, scribing all the pleats into the interior, and then I just completely lost my interest. Like, I don't think I lost my interest. You know, things in life just got really busy for me at that time, and you know, I set it down, and that was when I was at my last job. You know, I think you know, I set that down, and it's always been next to it. I've said a million when I've shown that before. It's always never left the bench. Like, you know, it's always been in a very close by to bench. But you know, I'm still not there to finish it off yet. You know, Up-Road, and you know, that was the last one, and then all that gap, it was straight to YouTube to start building again. I've not touched a model kit before I started YouTube, and I did that first restoration. But yeah, I'm not quite there with that one. To you know, I will get it finished one day. You know, I don't think I was ever happy with front wheels I put on them. I think I wanted to change up the front wheels and what have you. But yeah, I think, and that's about it really, to be quite fair, you know. So, like I say, I just thought I would never have shown these on this channel, to be quite honest with you. It's just tie a few things together, like with Lee's new channel, like, and I'll put a link into the description. Don't think he really needs my help, to be quite honest with you. I'm sure he'll do very well. But I thought, while we mention it, we'll just pull a few of these old junky old things out of the drawer, and you know, before I put them in the bag for another 15-20 years or so, until they're until they're done, like. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure when the next video is going to be out. Probably midweek. I'm trying to get more regular content out. Regardless, like, you know, there's a million other things I could be doing tonight. I've got this my eBay weekend. And I'm so behind with that just because I've had a lot of other commitments this weekend. But you know, we will get round to doing some of these things at some point. I mean, if I just pan this over to the side, you know, we've got all that stuff to sort through, and I don't think I'm going to show too much of that stuff on this channel. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to, because there are a few little interesting bits in there, like, and I'm just going to work them into other videos, like, you know, if anybody wants a top hat or 1/16 frog, I'll steal 1100 or whatever these are, like Morris, or I don't know what they were, but yeah, it's just junk like that, you know. I won't ever show on channels, but I just have. But so yeah, I've got to sort through all that stuff out. I think that's going to be the rest of my night. In fact, I'm getting a little bit tetchy already, like, so I'm probably just going to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and start seeing what I can do for eBay tomorrow. But and yeah, I might just show a few, because there's a few little interesting bits in there, like the fate of them, I don't know. Yeah, whether, I think a lot will just get thrown on eBay. They are very builderish, them, a bit worse than some of the ones I usually have, like. But if I'm not going to do them, yeah, I'd rather just let them go, like, get them, put them a little bit cheaper than I would the other, like, the usual kind of stuff, and just have done with it, like, get them out of my way. Because I certainly don't need all this stuff, like, so. So yeah, I think we'll just end it at that, like. So like I say, go check the channel description, check out Crow Customs. You know, you'll really like what Lee does if you're into all 50s customs and what have you. And like I say, I think is, to be quite honest, once you start seeing somebody doing really nice work like that, you know, you're kind of happy just watching other people doing it to some extent, like. And yeah, it allowed me to kind of go into other things, and yeah, and again, we just thought I would show these, you know, why not? I want loads of these things on shelves, which from me past, and will probably never make the channel, but you know, we might show a few more, you know, if you like what you're seeing here, regardless of quality and what have you. I suppose they're just a bit of my history, aren't they? So, and they'll all probably just stay as they are, these ones. I'll obviously, I think I really want to get them finished or that one redone and that one finished at some point. But there'll be a time and a place for that. So now in time, and I think we're just gonna, you know, thank you for continuing to watch and support the channel. You know, if you are watching, please, and you're not sub, please do drop us a subscription. You know, it'd be greatly appreciated. It just gives people like me a bit of a boost to know that you're carrying on and you're not wasting your time and what have you. So, but yeah, all the people who do support us in whatever way, you know, really appreciate it. And we will just wish you all the best for the rest of the week, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.